Introduction. Thoughts are where it's at. You know how your thoughts can shape your whole day? Like if you wake up thinking today's gonna suck, it probably will. But if you're like, hey, I've got this, suddenly you're crushing it. Our brains are weird like that. They're the puppet masters of our actions. So today, I'm spilling all the random stuff bouncing around in my head. From why stress is a productivity assassin, to why Indian action movies might be giving us the wrong idea about power. We'll cover a lot of ground. Work, culture, history, even a little philosophy. But don't worry, I'll keep it chill and throw in examples to make it stick. Ready? Let's roll. 1. Humans work better when they're not freaking out. Picture this. You're at work trying to finish a report, and your boss is hovering like a vulture, muttering, "Miss this deadline," and you're toast. How's that report coming along? Probably not great, right? Your hands are sweaty, your brain's scrambled, and all you can think about is updating your resume. That's because humans work better when we're not constantly worried about the sky falling. Science backs this up. Stress flips our brains into survival mode, like we're dodging saber-toothed tigers instead of emails. A 2019 study from the American Psychological Association found that workplace stress costs US companies $300 billion a year in lost productivity. That's billion with a B. When we're stressed, we're less creative, make dumber decisions, and honestly, just want to curl up with Netflix instead of crushing it at work. Think about it like cooking. If someone's yelling, "Hurry up or you're fired," while you're chopping onions, you're probably gonna slice your finger off. But if the vibe's relaxed, like a chill Sunday brunch, you're whipping up a masterpiece. Companies need to ditch the fear factor. Happy workers aren't just nicer to be around, they get stuff done. 2. Rewards beat mandates every time. Now imagine your boss walks in and says, "Hey, if you nail this project, there's a bonus in it for you." Compare that to, "Do this or you're out." Which one's got you leaping out of your chair to get started? The bonus, obviously. That's the magic of making good practices a rewardable suggestion instead of a barked order. It's basic human nature. We love a carrot more than a stick. When you reward people for doing the right thing, they're all in. Look at Google. They've got free snacks, nap pods, and a do cool stuff vibe. Employees there aren't just clocking in. They're inventing the next big thing. Or take Zappos, where workers get perks for hitting goals, not threats for missing them. The result? Loyal, happy teams who actually care. Mandates though? That's like your mom forcing you to eat broccoli. Sure, you might choke it down, but you're sneaking cookies the second she's not looking. Rewards make us want to play the game. Rules just make us want to cheat. 3. Slavery built stuff, but it's a terrible idea. Okay, here's the counter-argument some history buff might throw at me. But slavery built the pyramids, the Great Wall, all that epic stuff. Fair point, it did. The Colosseum didn't pop up because Roman workers were jazzed about teamwork. It was built by people who had no choice, under threat of a whip or worse. But let's not kid ourselves. Slavery is not a brilliant business model. Think of it like this. Sure, you can rob a bank and get rich quick, but it's illegal, messy, and you're probably going to jail. Slavery is the same. It's efficient until you factor in the human cost. It's built on fear and violence, not creativity or passion. Those pyramids? Impressive, but the people hauling the stones weren't exactly brainstorming ways to make them better. They were just trying to survive. Modern work's different. You want innovation like the smartphone in your pocket. You need people who want to be there. Slavery might have built monuments, but it's not building the future. Plus ethically, it's a dumpster fire. We've moved on for a reason. 4. Corporate workers masters of the fake hustle. Ever seen someone at work who's a pro at looking busy? They're typing furiously, shuffling papers, nodding in meetings, but nothing's actually getting done. Welcome to presenteeism, where pretending to work is an art form. It's like a kid fake reading a book while secretly watching YouTube. Why does this happen? Because a lot of corporate folks feel like they have to look productive to stay off the boss's radar. It's not about results, it's about optics. I once knew a guy who'd spend hours tweaking spreadsheets that nobody ever checked, just so he could say he was swamped. Meanwhile, the real work piled up. Companies obsessed with hours logged instead of outcomes get stuck in this trap. But look at Netflix. They don't care when you clock in or out, just what you deliver. No vacation tracking, no micromanaging, and they're killing it. Maybe if we stopped rewarding the fake hustle, people would start doing the real thing. 5. Strict rules. Management's favorite myth. Some managers think tightening the screws, more rules, less freedom, will crank up productivity. It's like squeezing a sponge harder to get more water. You might get a few drops, but mostly you just ruin the sponge. Micromanagement's a morale shredder. When you're watched like a hawk, every move second-guessed, you stop caring. I worked under a boss once who'd check my emails before I sent them. I went from eager newbie to please fire me in 3 months. Strict rules don't inspire, they suffocate. Flip that script though, and you've got companies like Spotify. They use a squad model, small teams with big autonomy. No one's breathing down their necks, and they're pumping out features like crazy. Trust people, give them room and they'll surprise you. Smash them with rules and they'll just smash the apply button on LinkedIn. 6. PIPs, the stress bomb that backfires. Performance Improvement Plans (PIPs) are the corporate equivalent of a timeout chair. They're supposed to fix struggling employees, but half the time, they're just a fancy way to say, shape up or ship out. It's less about improvement and more about stress. Take my friend Priya. She missed a couple deadlines, who hasn't, and boom, PIP time. Suddenly, she's got daily check-ins, a laundry list of goals, and a vibe that screams, you're on thin ice. Did she improve? Kinda, for like a week. Then the anxiety kicked in, she started messing up more, and guess what? She bailed for a competitor, where she is now a rock star. The PIP didn't fix her, it broke her trust. PIPs sound good on paper, but they're often a fear tactic. Employees don't thrive under a microscope. They panic, perform for a hot minute, then plot their escape. Maybe if we helped instead of threatened, we'd keep more talent. 7. Indian workplaces authority on overdrive. In India, newbies at work often get the respect your elders treatment, except it's less respect and more do what I say because I'm the boss. Managers, especially those not vibing with Western corporate chill, love flexing authority. It's like a cultural handshake. Welcome aboard, now bow down. This comes from a deep-rooted hierarchy thing. Age and experience equal power. But here's the catch. Forcing authority doesn't build loyalty, it builds resentment. I've seen fresh grads with killer ideas shut down because you're too young to know. Meanwhile, the company's stuck in 1995. Then you've got outfits like Tata Group flipping the script. Their leaders focus on empowering teams, not lording over them. Employees stick around and the company thrives. Maybe if Indian managers swapped the power trip for a teamwork vibe, we'd see more innovation and fewer eye rolls. 8. Indian masculinity, Bollywood's punchy lie. Switch gears to culture for a sec. Indian action movies, think Singham or Bahubali, have a playbook. Heroes chill, bad guy provokes him, hero beats up an army, roll credits. It's a blast to watch, but it's also selling a vibe that masculinity means dominance and fists. This spills into real life. Ever seen a dude in traffic lose it because someone cut him off? Or a guy puff up in a fight to prove he's the man? That's Bollywood talking violence as strength. But is it? Chucking punches might feel good, but it's not power, it's just noise. Real strength is quieter. Gandhi didn't need to throw hands to free a nation. Ratan Tata built an empire without yelling or flexing. That's masculinity worth rooting for. Calm, steady, and actually impactful. 9. True power is holding back. Speaking of strength, let's wrap with this. True power isn't the loudest roar or the hardest hit. It's restraint. It's the guy who doesn't need to prove anything because he knows what he's got. Think of an IAS officer, those civil servants running India's show. They've got clout, but you won't catch them bragging. They make moves quietly, and millions feel it. Or Warren Buffett, the billionaire, who lives like your average grandpa and gives away his cash. That's power, subtle, lasting and way cooler than a tantrum. Compare that to the blowhards who yell and strut. Their fireworks flashy for a second, then poof, gone. Restraint wins because it's steady, not desperate. Conclusion. Thinking it through. So what's the takeaway from all this brain dumping? Humans shine when we're not drowning in stress. Rewards trump rules and slavery is a rotten blueprint. Fake work's a trap, strict bosses flop, and PIPs are a panic button. In India, authority is overplayed, and masculinity's got a violence problem. Meanwhile, real power's all about keeping your cool. It's about balance, really. Work hard but don't lose your soul. Lead strong but don't be a jerk. Maybe if we lean into these ideas, we'll build something better. A world where people thrive, not just survive. That's what I was thinking today, anyway. What about you?